Good morning, everyone. I am Vishnu Jagtap. In front of all of you, I am present in the Economics Time newspaper headline. So, first of all, sky is not the limit for India. US ties, PM Modi. Next, no change in rates, but RBI red flags likely food inflation. Next, democracy is in our DNA. There is no place for discrimination. PM. Next, India US to jointly produce engines for next gen jets. Next, Egypt to offer dedicated industrial cluster to India. Next, record 75 Indian varieties feature in the Asia University rankings. Next, three key directors, auditor Deloitte resigned from Byju's. Next, Fetch ups India forecast to 6.3%. Next, BOE may soon recognize CCIL. Next, CIL may link price hikes to inflation to avoid sudden rise. Next, Bhopal looks to buy 15 to 20% in insurance JV from True North. Next, Maharashtra, Goa, Wow, Karnataka factories amid discontent. Next, private credit booms has companies tab AIFs. Next, ACME Solar looks to secure rupees 4,000 crore debt to green plans. Next, Punjab Housing Finance gets board note to rise rupees 5,000 crore. Next, deficient rainfall could hit sowing of paddy soybean. Next, rural recovery on track, not dependent on any Nino FMCG cause. Next, lenders not in favor of code of conduct for committee of creditors. Next, Suhana Khan may have just Ali backed her housing debut. On page number 2 in pure politics section in that, more joy added and deal done. Next, we live democracy. In democracy, there is no place for discrimination on basis of caste, creed, region or gender. Next, PM present 5 points plan to energize education collaboration. Next, India US to jointly produce engine for Gen Next jets. Next, Predator drones helped India uncover drug of Kerala, Gujarat coast, Lanka, Maldives. Next, Egypt to offer dedicated IND cluster to India in Suez Canaan economic zone. On third page number 3 politics section in that, AEP ultimatum, some parties reluctance to form coal alliances tell opposition story. Next, your ideas were utterly butterly delicious. Next, BJP calls opposition Bhikari gang. Next, it's not joining of hearts Mayawati. Next, two Jammu and Kashmir doctor dismissed for fabricating rape murder evidence. Next, Balasore affect railways transfer top officers. Next, Bengal governor refuses to confirm SAC appointment. Next, voter cards to Kashmiri migrant at doorstep. Next, ED probe reveals cost escalation, staff shortage. Next, West Bengal poll panel 800 companies of central forces. Next, after Ajit Bhujbal stakes claim for state NCP president's post. On page number 5, in brand and company section, in that Cannes Lions 2023, India backs 10 more awards on third day. Next, rural demand on track, E1 Nino to have little impact, FMCG calls. Next, Marek, India expects top end models to drive in revenues. Next, insufficient rainfall in many parts of India could hit Kharif crop sowing. Next, travel and tourism may contribute rupees 16.5 lakh crore to Indian economy in 23. Next, Fortis sells Chennai hospital to Koveri. Next, record 75 Indian universities feature in the Asia University ranking. Next, people living with diabetes to double by 2050. On page number 7 in company section, in that Bhopal looks to buy 15 to 20% more in JV from True North. Next, DGCA suspends AI pilot license for 1 year. Next, ONGC links Panna field with pipeline. Next, Vedanta not selling to Kuti plant. Next, The talks between Bhopal and the True North are running parallel to the talks with T. Musk, which is looking to invest $120 to 130 million in the insurer. Next, Xiaomi plea, High Court summon government to appear in court. Next, AC in India pose risk of emission surge. On page number 8, companies section in that PM meets US INC CEO ahead of India investment plan. Next, appealed material plans to invest $400 million in India for engineering center. Next, India to sign Artemis Accord, send joint mission to ISSWH. Next, Vikram Solar JV to invest $1.5 billion in new US factories. Next, Micron to set up $2.75 billion chip assembly plant in Gujarat. Next, in country renewable of H1B visas soon. Next, ATL Geo's free cash flows may soar by FY27 analyst. Next, Financial Minister calls for a more inclusive international financial architecture. Next, government steps help to transform power sector. RK Singh. On page number 10, in economy section in that banks against code of conduct for COC. Next, Coal India chief say fuel price could be linked to inflation. Next, NHAI plan to raise rupees 60,000 crore from securitization of 4 projects. Next, Fetch rises India growth forecast for FY24 to 6.3%. Next, IT issues rules for pros to switch between old and new tax regime. Next, faster tax devolution may not affect states' borrowings but will boost capex exports. On page number 11 in economic market in that UK grants equivalence to RBI authorized clearing houses. Next, Dalal Street lapping up HDFC Twins with merger entering final leg. Next, SEBI lets AIF float new scheme to liquidate their illiquid assets. Next, compromise settlements and technical write-offs. Next, remit funds to IFSC for studies under LRS now. Next, Scient DLM set IPO price band at rupees 250 to 265. On page number 12 is smart investing section in that Punjab Housing gets board note to raise rupees 5,000 crore debt. Next, private credit booms has cost-sick alternative for raising capital. Next, SEBI bans Eros International, its promoter and CEO from securities market. Next, HDFC to hold auction of 2 hotels after prudent ARC making bidding offer. Next, liquidating illiquid assets. Next, Cargill exit delivery sells 2.53% stake for rupees 709.5 crore. Next, ACME Solar in talks to raise debt of rupees 4,000 crore. Next, IDFC First Bank IRFC to float bond issues. Next, delay in financial statement. Next, middle stump card. Next, steep 25 to 30% hike in power tariff. On page number 13, economy section in that 12.5 million new jobs created since 14. Next, strong people to people ties. On page number 14, the edit page section in that the non-dragon in the room. Next, don't blame yourself. Next, stock up. FPIs get interested again. Next, don't make cure of fake news or disease. Next, give us our daily Amol butter ad. Next, gender gap. Next, pad up for a Yorker. Next, for HR, 8 is enough. Next, a supply chain that's a chip shape. Next, clip their wings to avoid haircuts. Next, on page number 15, economic panacha section in that as a leader, you cannot complain about the problem. You have to do something. Next, how thieves looted a Varul, Pollock, and a Champions Hall. Next, knocked out. Next, the next James Bond. Here's what UK M15 is looking for. Next, what are vitamins? Next, I will do it again. Stimac on interrupting Pakistan player. Next, one boot trial for protesting wrestlers. Next, will honor the commitment Ashraf. Next, what it means to be trapped under the sea. On page number 16, around the world section in that Bank of England rises rate by 50 basis point to 5% highest since 2008. Next, stringent policy changes caused US manufacturing to reduce air pollution. This was achieved even as output was rising. Next, Turkey hikes interest rates as Erdogan stages economic U-turn. Next, tougher rules coming for banks over $100 million in size. FDIC chief. Next, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg call out each other for cage fight. Next, all passengers of Titan some submersible believed to be death, says Ocean Gate. Next, Deutsche Bank plans to cut 1700 retail jobs source. On page number 18, startup section in that new age tech firms beat odds to regain one third of mid cap. Next, Tata Capital to reject top deck hires new CEO to steer clip. Next, Google said tech is in peril as the EU joins US on breakup calls. Next, SoftBank's fund to cut jobs very soon. Sources. Next, AI powered Outlook app to replace mail. Next, Accenture net income up 13% in quarter 3 narrows guidance for FY23. Next, according to the source, about 13% of Fusion Fund staff will be affected. Next, gaming focused VC co Lumikai targets $50 M corpus in Fund 2. Next, Intel India head Nivruti Rai resigns. Next, US flags Chinese cloud computing cause has big security threat. That much for today. Thanks for watching.